Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Every continent is burning. People are losing their homes, ecosystems are being destroyed. We're now over the line.
Supreme Master Qinghai joyfully present the Shining World Award for Noble Film to the team of Eating Our Way to Extinction with all love, high praises, and best wishes for success, plus $20,000 as a symbol of loving support. In God's blessing and grace, may our world understand the urgency that you all try to convey in this documentary and wake up to save all life on Earth. Looking forward with you to a realized heavenly vision for our planet with a grateful embrace. In the name of the Most High. Eating Our Way to Extinction. Interview with Director Otto Brockway, Vegan, Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, cause we love life, so do the animal people.
Namaste is a common Nepali greeting that translates to I bless the divine in you. Noble viewers, I am Rima. With joy and friendship, the faithful Nepali people wish that God's blessings be upon you every day. Welcome to part 1 of a 2-part series entitled Eating Our Way to Extinction. Interview with Director Otto Brockway, Vegan. Eating Our Way to Extinction is a powerful documentary about the alarming reality facing our planet. Released recently in October 2021, the film is narrated by Academy Award-winning British actress Kate Winslet in English, with Mexico's celebrated television personality and People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals PETA supporter Marco Antonio Regil narrating in Spanish. Today, we are honored to invite Otto Brockway, the writer, co-director, and producer of Eating Our Way to Extinction, to introduce this eye-opening documentary. He begins by speaking about the central message of the film.
The message of the film is actually a very simple one, and that's that we essentially as individuals have the power ourselves to create such a huge change, positive change in the environment, simply by switching from animal-based proteins to plant-based proteins.
Our Earth, ever in flow and motion, a dynamic symphony of forces, all working together. But in recent years, it's beginning to become clear that our world is poorly prepared to cope. And time is running out.
Every continent is burning. People are losing their homes, ecosystems are being destroyed. We're now over the line.
Over 26,000 species are currently threatened with extinction.
It doesn't even make the headlines. No one even knows about it.
There seem to be some serious conflicts of interest going on.
The industry is just concerned with growth.
This was the elephant in the room no one wanted to talk about.
I want others to see for themselves. This is all we've got. This little blue miracle.
This planet is our home, and it is up to us what happens now. History has shown that when we stand together, we can achieve great things. The clock is ticking.
Director Otto Brockway talks about how the idea to make this documentary came to fruition.
One thing that I always noticed from quite a young age was the power that things like documentaries have to kind of create positive social change. Some amazing films that have been made, some amazing documentaries. But yeah, it was very frustrating when, eating meat kind of is reduced to cutting down a bit on your red meat. And that's the kind of only mention in it. They were missing, this huge chunk of science, and almost in a way, I think, leading people in a kind of a false direction, because it's a lot of the time it's kind of sitting back and pointing the fingers at government and at these big kind of fossil fuel kind of corporations and industry, and saying, you need to change, and demanding action like that. But really, something that everyone can do or needs to do is really think about what they eat. I think one of the main intentions for wanting to make the film was seeing the science that was very solid from some of the world's most respected intellectual institutions around the world. The message is very clear, but the reason why policymakers and leaders in the media weren't putting this more to the forefront, I think, was because there was actually a lot of kind of counter science being pushed out by quite big organizations. And I think that, it was a prime example of when politics and business can, obscure the science and bend it to the way of what, business wanted. And in this case, obviously, it's the livestock farmers. If you look at the Food and Agricultural Organization, in their last report, they actually stated that livestock farming is only responsible for about 14.5% of human-induced greenhouse gas emissions, which is quite a lot, but it's not enough, I think, for people to really take it as seriously as they should be. That report was basically produced in partnership with the livestock industry, and in one way, would you trust a study on the health effects of smoking from the tobacco industry? Would you trust a study that was basically being produced by the livestock industry? But when you look at science, say, coming out of Oxford University, where they say in developed countries we need a reduction of meat and dairy by 80%, by around 80% in the next few years, if we're to keep below the Paris Climate Accord. That's a huge shift. And this clearly is still being ignored. This is science, and we need to look at this science. This is a really serious subject that scientists from the world's most respected intellectual institutions are trying at the top of their voice to get everyone to listen to. And so that was one of the reasons why we made the film, was because we also wanted to appeal to the older generations as well, because we don't have time to wait for the younger generations to be, older. We've all got to change now. Yeah.
Vegan, harvesting the benevolence.
Let's take a moment to share this film with a friend. We'll be right back here on Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to Eating Our Way to Extinction. Interview with Director Otto Brockway, Vegan, Part 1 of 2.
People, when you look at the data that's coming out of places like Oxford University, it's very clear and simple, and you can't really argue with it. They've spent a long time studying this, and the science that they've published is respected around the world. So, I felt very lucky that they wanted to be in the film and be a part of it. And Marco Springman actually watched the film when it was finished, and I was a bit nervous to show him. But I said, what did you think of the way we'd kind of put the science? And he said it was perfect. Having their seal of approval, it really helps. And so I'm hoping that policymakers and other scientists that may not know so much about the subject can watch it and learn and be inspired by it. I did actually have a lot of help. There was a scientist that we used to work for the Queensland government called Gerard Bishop. And one of my producers, Kian, she's incredibly, good with this kind of stuff. And so I think between all of us, we just really made sure, we went into the very details that everything was solid. And I think that's one thing that's been really, I guess, fulfilling for us is seeing the positive response. And the film's made it to kind of the top on most of the streaming platforms, which shows that people are kind of talking about it. A lot of people say they just didn't realize the extent of how much animal products damage the world. And, even people I think that would traditionally have argued against it, I found after watching it have kind of, shrugged their shoulders and say, okay, I mean, that's actually very hard to argue with. And so that's been really nice to kind of hear that kind of feedback from people. Yeah.
Okay, so you just watched the film, initial reaction.
I want to become vegan.
Right? First reaction, what are your guys' thoughts?
It was mind-blowing.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think it's gonna change a lot of people's views.
What'd you guys think of the film?
Oh my God, super impactful. Like, it really has me considering going vegan. Very well done.
I was very, very, very impressed. And people who know me, they know that I'm a very tough film critic, but I was moved.
All information concerning the scientific evidence of climate change and its solution is in Supreme Master Ching Hai's book From Crisis to Peace, free for download at crisistopeace.org. Eating Our Way to Extinction is now available to stream via iTunes, Amazon Prime, Google Play, YouTube, and Vudu. For more information, please visit eatingtoextinction.com. We join in gratitude to the scientists for their important research and to Otto Brockway and the Eating Our Way to Extinction team for creating this incredible and beneficial documentary. May we soon herald a vegan era in which all beings thrive in peace and safety.
Supreme Master Ching Hai joyfully present the Shining World Award for Noble Film to the team of Eating Our Way to Extinction with all love, high praises, and best wishes for success, plus $20,000 as a symbol of loving support. In God's blessing and grace, may our world understand the urgency that you all try to convey in this documentary and wake up to save all life on Earth. Looking forward with you to a realized heavenly vision for our planet with a grateful embrace. In the name of the Most High, Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and/or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children.
There is not an animal in the earth, nor a flying creature flying on two wings, but they are peoples like you. We have neglected nothing in the book of our decrees. Then unto their Lord they will be gathered. Holy Quran, Surah 6, verse 38.
Noble viewers, thank you for your gracious presence today. Join us again on Sunday, December 5th for part 2 of Eating Our Way to Extinction, interview with Director Otto Brockway, vegan. Coming up next is Food Activism Through Vegan Fusion Cooking with Chef Mark Rienfield, vegan, part 1 of 3. Right after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. May we bring joy to all beings around us through sustainable and virtuous living.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CS.